Welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got a packed lineup of NBA stories, injuries, comebacks, coaching reactions, media drama, and some history-making performances. So grab your headphones because we're diving deep into everything happening around the league right now. Let's kick things off with the biggest headline of the night. The Milwaukee Bucks are dealing with a serious scare after superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo exited tonight's game early with what the team is calling a left groin strain. Late in the second quarter against the Cleveland Cavaliers, Giannis came up limping after a drive to the basket. You could see him immediately grab his hip area, clearly in pain. He tried to stay in the game for a possession or two, but the discomfort was obvious. Moments later, he checked out and headed straight to the locker room. The Bucks medical staff hasn't made any final statement yet, but they have scheduled an MRI, which is never a casual step. That means they're taking this seriously. Let's talk about why this matters. Milwaukee has been depending heavily on Giannis early this season. He's averaging elite numbers, carrying them on both ends of the floor, and helping establish an early rhythm alongside new additions. Now, if this injury turns out to be severe, Milwaukee could be facing a major setback. The Eastern Conference is too competitive to lose your MVP-level star for long. We'll keep you updated as soon as the results from the MRI come out. But for now, Bucks fans, this is definitely a worrying moment. Moving on to some positive news, Philadelphia finally got a breath of fresh air tonight. Paul George is back. After recovering from knee surgery and missing the beginning of the season, PG made his long-awaited season debut for the Philadelphia 76ers. He played 21 minutes, and while he wasn't lighting up the scoreboard, he delivered a well-rounded performance: 9 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. That right there is what Paul George brings: versatility, defensive pressure, and smart shot creation. For the Sixers, this debut is massive. The team has been trying to find consistency in their rotations, and George is a player who completely changes their ceiling. With him back, Philadelphia now has another elite two-way wing, someone who can defend multiple positions and generate offense when things slow down. And honestly, the best part? George looked comfortable. He wasn't limping, he wasn't overcompensating, and he didn't shy away from contact. That's a great sign for Philly. Now let's jump off the court for a second and talk about something happening in the media side of the NBA. ESPN just announced a new lineup for NBA Countdown, and in a shocking twist, Stephen A. Smith is not part of the show. This is huge. Stephen A. has been one of the biggest personalities in sports media for years. He's loud, he's dramatic, he's entertaining, and NBA fans, love him or hate him, always pay attention. But according to reports, ESPN is moving in a new direction with its pregame and halftime coverage. This announcement has blown up across social media, with fans asking, why would ESPN drop their most popular voice? Some analysts believe ESPN wants to refresh the show with new faces. Others think negotiations may have played a role, but so far, ESPN hasn't given a clear explanation. I'll be keeping an eye on this because the reaction from fans has been massive. One thing is for sure, NBA Countdown is going to feel very different this season. Now let's move to San Antonio, where the Spurs just received news they really didn't want. Rookie phenomenon Victor Wembanyama is expected to miss multiple weeks due to a left calf strain. This is a tough blow. Wemby started the season incredibly strong, huge blocks, highlight dunks, game-changing defense, and his presence was helping San Antonio stay competitive. But the Spurs medical team has ruled the injury serious enough that he needs extended rest. For the franchise, this is difficult because Wembanyama is their centerpiece. Everything they're building, offense, defense, chemistry, it all runs through him. And here's the thing, calf strains can be tricky. Teams usually stay very cautious because they don't want it to turn into something worse like an Achilles issue. So Spurs fans, it might be a frustrating couple of weeks, but long-term health is the priority here. And finally, let's talk about greatness. Golden State Warriors superstar Stephen Curry continues to rewrite the history books. Curry just tied the record for the most 40-point games after turning 30. That is insane longevity. This achievement led to a wave of comparisons with, of course, Michael Jordan. Specifically, people are asking whether Curry's sustained scoring ability in his 30s rivals what Jordan did later in his career. Head coach Steve Kerr was asked about it, and he gave a really balanced answer. He said the comparisons aren't fair because the eras, styles, and responsibilities are so different. but he also praised Curry as one of the most unique and influential players ever. And honestly, he's right. Curry changed the game. The spacing, the pace, the way defenses operate, everything looks different because of him. And that wraps up today's extended NBA roundup. A lot to process. Giannis awaiting MRI results. Paul George is making a strong return. Stephen A's surprising removal from ESPN's NBA lineup. Wembanyama is sidelined, and Steph Curry is continuing to make history. If you enjoyed this deep dive update, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for daily NBA coverage, and drop a comment telling me which story shocked you the most. This is your NBA News host signing off. See you in the next one.